Business from like 20 years ago to now is so totally different because we have social media.
To business from like 10 months ago to now is totally different.
Yeah, well, yes, totally.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Bankhouse Media Podcast. On today's show, I'm joined by Aisling Burke, the CEO and founder of the Teeth Whitening Fairies. Thanks so much for coming on, Aisling.
Thanks for having me.
So, Aisling, Teeth Whitening Fairies.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
So, you whiten people's teeth?
I do.
I know you do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Aisling has actually been a client of Bankhouse Media, but a friend for over 10 years. And it's funny how we've actually come in out of each other's lives over the past while.
Yeah.
And I was really, one thing that I really want to cover on this podcast, and one thing we're going to talk about is changing direction and constantly being innovative and constantly like moving forward. I haven't met many people like you that just, gets up, goes and changes direction. But so give us a bit of an insight into what your business is right now, and then we'll jump back and we'll see where you started from.
Okay, so what my business is now, I have some clinics around the Republic of Ireland at the moment. We do teeth whitening, but we also do clip-on veneers, which is a bespoke product. I've also releasing in the next while my own products, my own whitening products, my own lots of different ones.
Yeah, there's loads coming on.
Yes.
But so whenever you say clinics, so just if you can explain to people, so what exactly happens in the clinics? Because usually people are using like home kits, but in your clinic you are back to back with people just coming through and constantly getting a flood of customers.
Yeah. So basically in our clinic, all the products that we use is organic. So it's an air treatment. Your teeth are not sensitive. There's no damage to your teeth. When you come to us, it's 1 hour. You get a massage as you're getting your teeth whitened.
Nice.
So it's a really nice process. Everything in all of the clinics is very chilled, and it's all about just relaxing and taking that time out.
Yeah, no, I've been in them myself and I think they're brilliant. Yeah. So how did you get into this then?
Yeah, so that's a funny one. So my background, as you know, is acting, and I have lots of other things. So acting wasn't.
We actually met in an acting class, by the way. Back in the day, whenever I think we both met at like a workshop where we were like moving to LA or something.
Moving to LA,
yes. It was like 2010.
Yeah.
I think I just moved down to Dublin and I was like, even though I was only there a year, I was thinking, I want to go to the States because I was doing the acting thing, and I was so glad to meet you. It was great.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. And that time in my life was incredible. But I come from a background of always working, and the acting, just, yourself, you get a job 1 week, you might not get a job for, a couple of months. And I always wanted to have money.
Yeah, of course.
To survive.
Yes.
And that's the wrong word. I didn't want to survive. I wanted to be very comfortable in life.
Yeah.
So tried lots of different things. Yeah. Lots of different businesses, promotions, all different types. So I was over in LA and I seen teeth whitening, and I was thinking, my cousin here back in Dublin had lots of clinics, lots of teeth whitening clinics. So I was chatting away to him. At the time, I had a store in South William Street with my ex-partner. We were doing waist trainers, but I needed something else to complement the waist trainers in the store because the store that we had was really big. So I trained up over in LA and trained over here for teeth whitening. Went to open, had everything ready to go. And 4 days before I was to open teeth whitening clinic in town, I was in a car accident.
Oh no.
So I had to close it all down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that was the start of it.
Oh my God, yeah. I know. So the thing is, like, we always talk about this, is definitely like changing direction and being able to like move. At what point did you know in life, like not Teeth Whitening Fairies, but what point did you know in life, okay, I want to have my own business?
I've always done lots of different things. I always tried to work for myself. I was always an entrepreneur, I suppose, from a very early age. But I think the penny dropped, I was very much in my head all the time. But when my dad was an entrepreneur, and I watched my dad get dementia. My dad passed away. So my dad passed away in March of 2015. And that literally just turned my world upside down in a very positive way, obviously in a very negative, very sad way. But I used his strength, I suppose, all of the years of looking at him working for himself, to go and just finally take the step and really push out to create. I want to create a brand. I wanted to create a business, and that's where it came from.
Yeah. I think everything is mindset. Do you know what I mean? I think everything is in your own head. There's so many people that I know that are working in full-time employment, or they're in contracts and they want to leave them and want to go and do their own thing, but it's very difficult for people to have that moment. I had rock bottom and had my breaking point that pushed me out of it. You obviously had something significant happen in your life that's going to put you out of it. But whenever you said there, you know, you were very much in your own head, like, so many people that listen to this now are actually in their own head right now. What does that mean to you?
So I would have ran businesses when I managed different contracts and stuff. I would have been very heady. So heady to me is all about, you know, making as much money as I can, you know, go, but not taking the time to just sit back and really enjoy what it is that I was creating. So when you're coming from your head all the time, this is my beliefs and this is how I live my life now, is that I'm not in my head, I drop into my heart. So I run my business, I run the way I live my life is all through my heart.
Okay, yeah. That's good, you know. And that's what I'm like. Whenever I chase money in my 20s, I'm a bankrupt, you know what I mean? Now that I try to give as much value as possible. We done an exercise together whenever we started working with Teeth Whitening Fairies, and I think I really was pushing you on at the time, saying like, why have you got this business? What have you got this business? And I think one of the lines you said to me, just and like, I think everybody deserves a smile, you know, and that is something like when going into, I'm really big on figuring out what your why is in life and everything. Jesus, everything that happens to me, I'm like, okay, why did that happen? How am I going to understand this more and actually so it doesn't happen? So you're the reason why you started is because
everyone deserves a smile.
And
so I've watched that, you know, I've done lots of research, and the prices were coming back, that it was like 200, 300, 400 to get your teeth whitened. So I just wanted to be able, I know that sounds such a cliche, but just to give everybody a smile. So I came in at a really good price point to the market, so then everybody can come. It's not people that maybe are just working part-time, or students, or people that are not working. Everybody can afford it.
I know your deals and your packages are brilliant, you know, and that's what it is. And, you know, I've seen a lot of the before and afters with the clip-on veneers as well. They are life-changing for people that have never been able to afford, you know what I mean? They are great. I can't believe how good they are.
Yeah, and it's amazing. So I suppose have been very, very blessed with having really good teeth. So I never noticed until I started to work with people. And then I started to realise that people are not smiling. And I found that I was really sad about. So I started to look into, then I angled off to bring more into my business was clip-on veneers, but literally clip-on veneers have changed people's lives. I'd like the amount, it just goes on and on. I've had like women that's had cancer and has lost their teeth, or teeth discoloured from all the treatments that they've been through, or, you know, and they just clip them on and literally they walk away smiling. And like, I get message after message coming back to me saying, you've finally given me my smile back, which is just, to me.
I know, and the thing about it, like, I've had friends who have had the full veneers. I've had friends that have spent 4,000 on a set, right up to 20.
Yeah.
You know, some of my friends have spent a lot of money on their teeth. And I know the clip-on veneers, they're ranging between €300 and €500. Yeah. And I know your sessions are like it is affordable way to actually get a smile. I've been blessed with nice teeth as well, and I've never had to have braces. I've only had them whitened a few times, but it does, I think, give you a bit more confidence. And my friends who have had their teeth done, I do think that they've definitely, you know, it has added to their lives.
Totally, it's a game changer for people, especially nowadays, because when I was growing up, when you were growing up, a camera would have been taken out Christmas, birthdays.
Yeah.
Right, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now it's like every day you're taking pictures, you're taking selfies, videos, so everybody immediately looks at your teeth. Yeah. So that's why I want to be able to just give that back to everybody, and to be able to basically, because I know what it's like not to be able to smile.
Yeah.
In my own way. Not that I have really nice teeth, but I just want to give people back.
Yeah.
you know.
It's a bit of confidence as well.
Totally.
So you went through various different businesses then from you were in your teens, obviously. This one has really blown up, you know what I mean? Like I've worked with you closely, like I've worked with you. We started really working together on the Black Friday sales, and I know how many like online sales and stuff go through the business, and that's one thing that I really like with Bankhouse. So whenever you started to like give back on a more of a like an authentic way where it wasn't really chasing finances, did you think that was a change in with your business's success?
Totally different way of thinking. I don't think of figures. I don't think of money. That's not what's in my head anymore, because I'm not in my head. I'm in my heart. So yeah, it's just changed everything. And business from like 20 years ago to now is so totally different because we have social media.
To business from like 10 months ago to now is totally different.
Yeah, well, this is, yes, totally. Yeah. But we, you know, it's a great platform to have, social media, compared to the way it was when I started off first. It's flyering and all of that, you know?
Well, that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. So with your business going digital, you know, what was the biggest difference for that then? With everything now, as you said, like on Instagram, you have quite a big following, like over 30,000 followers, and I know a lot of your business comes through there. How much do you depend on Instagram and Facebook for your business?
Like 90%. It would be. That's where we get our business from. And then we have, like, once we have a customer there, you know, we have repeat customers, they come back because they just they get on that track of wanting the really, really white teeth. Yeah. You know?
Well, if it's affordable as well and it comes back. I always say, like, a business is not a business until it has a marketing strategy around it, you know, and it's one thing that we need to, like, we look at for all of the clients and stuff that we work with. With the Teeth Whitening Fairies, I know that there's also a thing that I really push for with everybody, or like, how can you give your clients more services? How can you do this? So what have you done then with the lockdown? So your clinics, did they close then? So if you just want to talk us through that.
Yeah, so they closed. We closed in March, and from there then we started to really push out all our products, but then yourself said we actually need more products. And I knew that we needed more products, but never had time because I was always going here, there, everywhere.
Well, you were busy working in the business, but whenever I started working with you, I was like, right, okay, so we don't have enough products here. We really don't. And whenever, it was funny because whenever we sat down, you were like, this is what I want to do, and I was like, this is exactly what I would be suggesting, so let's just do it now. And I'm very excited for everything that's launching now, coming up now, and now it's going to be great.
So lockdown I got to take some. So lockdown started and I was actually in Egypt on a retreat, so I had to get back from there, and I actually really enjoyed the lockdown because it gave me time to be able to just sit back first, breathe, phone's not ringing, everything. So that was a little bit strange at the start, and I just took time out for myself, really went into myself and done a lot of, you know, healing and kind of cut out things that I didn't need anymore, and then started to really focus on what's next. I didn't know. We didn't know at the start. We didn't know when clinics were going to be opened, what's going to happen. So I pushed forward and started to design, got lots of different, research and got lots of different products tested, and now we finally got, all the products, which I'm really excited about.
We've got a whole suite of products releasing, so that is 360 toothbrushes, electric toothbrushes, home whitening kits, gels, everything. Yeah, no, it's great. And that's great that they'll all be coming for Christmas. If this does happen again, then you would be prepared, you know? You definitely would be.
Totally. Fully prepared now to go online. I was online, but not the way I'm going to be now. Like, I have a big platform.
Yeah, that's it. So whenever we look at other people that are out there right now that are kind of struggling, they're sort of thinking they're going from business to business, or they're in a job and they're trying to sort of get themselves back on their feet. What would you say mindset wise to getting out of your own head and into your heart? How are they going to do that?
So loads of things. I'll actually tell you, after the car accident, I lost with the car accident. I was acting at that time. It was actually here in Belfast that I got cast in a play for here and Broadway, off Broadway, and so that got cancelled. So everything was like going bum, 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 bum. So I was like, okay, I had to get myself better. 6 months later, back, finally feeling good. Was in another car accident.
No.
So I was going, what is happening? So then in the August, I ended up meeting this guy that was just doing some social media for the other business, and said, why don't you just try, because at this stage I had no money, why don't you just try and do mobile? I was like, oh, okay, I've never tried that. So I had one machine and I went mobile. And when I got a booking, when I went to the house, I was like, Jesus, I could do 2 people an hour. And then got another machine, then I could do 4 people an hour. So I was doing 4, got 4 machines, then 5, then 10. So I just had to change. The whole thing about it, you just have to kind of change your mindset. I had this vision of, I'm going to have clinics and it's all amazing, but you can't just open something without building it.
Yeah.
So I was working out the boot of my car.
Yeah.
For I was working from 7 in the morning till 12 at night. And it just literally and I was travelling everywhere, all over Ireland, it didn't matter. And that's how. So for people saying in your head, so stop overthinking about things. Take a step. Take one step. And just, take a step and get people around you. Ask people for help. Everybody I'm sure knows somebody that owns a business. Ask them for a cup of tea. Sit down with them, have a chat. See what happens. Everybody that has a business understands that they've started somewhere. They will sit down with you, probably not for hours, but they'll sit down. I'd sit down with anybody for half an hour to have a chat with them. And that's how you start. Again, getting out of your head. Another way of getting out of your head would be meditations. I'm a big meditator. Have been.
Same, I know.
Yeah,
Every day.
been for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah. So I started meditation 15 years ago with the monks.
Okay.
Which was amazing. I didn't really enjoy it too much because it was more about the way that, your posture. And so I was really, I was still in my head because I was going, oh no, I'm not sitting right. So
take shot of it. I could never sit in like a meditative pose and sit down and. I only got into meditation with walking meditation.
Okay.
Because I started to walk into it and it was with an instructor and really just, it was a really good experience and it has changed my life. It has totally changed my life because I'm the same as you. Like I very much am in my head at times and I was in my head at times and why am I doing this? What am I doing that? Where now I like to, as soon as something triggers me now, as soon as something happens, whether it's business, whether it's personal, I sort of just like to say what is going on and bring myself right back to it and like meditate on it, journal is absolutely amazing for me, and then just go like, what is the problem here? What is wrong and why do I feel like this and why is this presenting itself as a challenge? It's not a challenge, it's an opportunity to grow, because then you've got like someone will say, then you go like, okay, how do I fix this? And every single thing you learn from, every single failed business I've had or failed relationship or failed whatever, I've got something from it and I'm grateful for every single one of those. Yeah,
I'm the same as well. Yeah. I've had so many failures, but it's not a failure. It's just I've learned from it. I've grown from it. The hardest times are the best times now. When I look back, it's been even with Teeth Whitening Fairies, that's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
With being robbed. I was robbed like 3 times, and so all of them. But you can't. Once you
can't hang on to that.
No, you can't.
You gotta let go of it. You gotta take it as a learning. You gotta say, how can I adapt in this to be better in the future? I think there's so many people out there that are just stuck in that situation where they're afraid to look at themselves or look at the businesses or look at their own failures or even take responsibility.
Totally. Well, you have to take responsibility for yourself. A lot of people will point at other people. Yeah. But
until you've been through it.
Yeah. I know. You have to take the responsibility.
Yeah.
And go into yourself, and then that's where the growing is. That's where the growth is.
So with business, right? With business, I'm a massive fan on goal setting. I make a lot of goals. I set like weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and I like to see where my business is going to go in like 3 to 5 years. Is this something that you have done throughout your business, or something you've adapted to, or is it do you do any of it at all?
Yeah, I would set myself goals. That I have a vision board, because I'm also a feng shui consultant.
Okay.
So vision boards has been in my life for a very long time.
I'll have to get you to check my place out before you go. I'll be like feng shui all over the place. Yeah.
So I adapted a way of. I've always had vision boards, but then I feng shuied my vision board.
Okay.
It just took it to another level.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff that normally on my vision board would take a year, literally was here in 6 months. It's just like, so I would always have a vision board at the end of my bed. The wall that faces your bed is the most important wall in your house.
Okay.
Because that's where you go to sleep, and that's where you wake up to, and that's what you look at first.
Okay, cool.
So you should be looking at your goals, going to sleep and waking up.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll actually look into that. You know, goal setting is definitely something that I'm mad into, and taking action towards them at all times. You know, what can we do today to fix that? Like the team, even here at Bankhouse, we work. Things do come, as you say. Like you set something for a month and it's here, and or set something for a year and it's here in like a month. It's brilliant to sort of have. And it's what I sort of like to do with all the clients as well. Like, what milestones do we need to hit at the end of the month? And it's never about money. It's always about, you know, what products do we need to get out there? What strategies do we need to have in place? Or what ad campaign do we want to have running and ready? How are we going to scale this budget for the ad campaign? If I'm talking about scaling the budget for the ad campaign, in the offset of that, you are getting profits. Do you know what I mean? But it's not focused on like just how much money are we making, you know? How much value are we giving? You know, how many people are going to get these products and services?
Yeah.
And you just opened a new clinic then this week?
Yes, reopened my clinic today in Swords, in McCabe's.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And on the 19th of September, we open up in Gorey.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So it's really exciting. And then Kildare opens back up tomorrow as well.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah.
So it's amazing.
And how have you found people at the minute with this new way that everybody's sort of working? Is there fear? Or?
Yeah, look, there is some fear in people, but we have all the safety measures. We would have, before this happened, we would have had masks on, gloves on in the clinic, so there's nothing really different to us. The only thing about taking temperatures and stuff like that, but sure, we have big machines.
It's the way it is now, and that's just it, you know. So if someone's out there right now and they're thinking about starting their own business and they just have got this niggling itch, what would you say?
Go for it. Go to your local enterprise board if you need. They have Start Your Own Business, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I did that. And then just get advice, do a little bit of research, and start getting a team around you. That's my advice.
Finding a good mentor as well.
Totally.
I know. Well, I'm mentoring now for local enterprise office, Dublin City, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I just had a call this morning with one of my clients, and it's funny because everybody comes into it and they've got a bit of fear in them, you know, because she doesn't understand. We're trying to like get onto the same page, and she's like, "Oh God, but we're going to run out of time. We only have X amount of hours." And I was like, "Look, I'm not going to leave you high and dry here. Let's just go on." And it is exciting, you know, working with new business owners every day. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. You know,
it's amazing. I used to interview people for when I worked with the enterprise board, with a production company, and we would go around. So I got loads of inspiration for like probably 5 or 6 years. We would go around interviewing people that was up for an award, all around the country. So it's amazing to listen to people, how they got their business started, and what's such a small thing. You
get so many tips from that as well, though.
Big time.
Like that's the thing, like asking questions. I've interviewed some brilliant people on the podcast with the evolution of success, with people through Bankhouse Media, and every single one of them I learn. Every single one of them I'm like, okay, well that's a good tip. And the thing is, I want to give as much value to people that are like in a bit stuck at the minute, you know, and are trying to say like, okay, what can I do? Because I really believe anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
I do think they can. And I think that you can learn anything now. You can learn anything with YouTube. You've got mentors, you've got online courses. And I think people like going to university now, and I don't know. I left school at 16. Like I ran out the door, but I don't think it's.
No, I think if you have the passion.
Yeah.
Because look, it's not plain sailing, as you know, working for yourself. But it's amazing. The rewards are amazing. working for yourself. So yeah, of course I work some crazy hour weeks, but then I have got some time. Now I'm in the process now of finding this balance that everybody talks about. of not thinking about work all the time, which it is starting to really work.
I'm the same. I'm just back from Greece. I just went away there for like 8 days, and it was magical. Do you know, it was actually it's going to be one of the most significant holidays that will be a part of everything, because it just, I don't know if you've ever been to Greece or not, but
it's amazing.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you know, I learned so much about myself again. You know, I'm constantly learning, which I think is brilliant. And I think that I came back and I was like, no, this is what I want to do with the business. This is what I want to move with the YouTube channel. This is what I want to do with the podcast. And I want to, you know, you're constantly changing it. And I think that I'm trying to get this balance now. One of my main goals has been to not be tied to a country, to live wherever I wanted. And now I can do that. I've probably been able to do it for about a year, but I haven't had the guts to like step away from the company and then just, you know, say, okay, right, I'm now going to do what I've always wanted to do. Because even though I'd built a couple of successful businesses, I still hadn't got the nerve to like step away from it. You know what I mean? It was hard.
It's your baby.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Well, I've got an amazing manager, Sharon. Well, you work with Sharon. You know all the team, but Sharon is outstanding. You know, I love her, and she's now really taking a much more of a role and saying to me, "No, go, turn your phone off, don't reply to that email." You know, and it's so nice.
Yeah, because you have to, because that's when you take it, which I'm realizing now is when you take the downtime is when you start, your creative mind starts to turn on again. Yeah. Because you'll just burn yourself out.
Well, that's the thing. I created all this whenever I was on unemployment. I created it all in my mind. Like, I created the whole vision in my mind, the movies, documentaries, the films. But I haven't had that break. I haven't had that space. I went to Santorini for like a night just on my own, just for like 24 hours solid, and just had like the sunset there and just like silence and meditation. And that's all I needed to like recharge and refocus. You know, because I dropped back into it, and then the next day I flew to Athens and it was brilliant. But I needed that. Sometimes you just need that, and I think it's like whenever you're go. I don't like working in the business. I like working, you know, on it.
I'm the same now. I was doing 50 million things, but now of course I have an amazing team.
So how like, if someone is working in their business right now and they sort of can't see the vision, like the way, what would be your advice to them?
Just try to put steps in place that you can start to detach yourself from working in the business to start working on the business, because when you start working on the business is when your business is going to really expand and grow. Working in the business, which I'm totally, I understand as well, trying to find staff, trying to find the right people. You might
accountants, you know, wages,
all of that.
Like looking for offices, everything.
Which is really scary, but once you step into it, it's like, okay, it's all working.
I know, like, the funny thing is, I've been in Greece for like, I was away for like, I took 10 days off, and then I've been like filming podcasts this week. I'm working on the release for Street Leagues. And it's weird because I haven't been working really in Bankhouse for, you know, the Bankhouse media part for a while. And it's weird. I'm still busy and I'm still enjoying it, being much more creative. But it does happen. That's the thing. Even if you're right now thinking, this isn't going to happen for me, it actually will. And it'll probably happen without you really noticing.
Big time. And that's the same. That's what happened with me. It kind of just grew and grew and grew, and now I've got an amazing team of people around me.
Oh, your girls are brilliant.
They're amazing. And it's just going to continue to keep growing. But of course I'm taking time out now for myself to start creating another part, a different business, which again is a passion of mine.
Well, that's it. You know, even at that, like, we're launching, whenever I say, like, I've had time off, we're launching our online academy, you know, with our digital marketing courses and our mindset courses. And that's going to be for 2020. That's really going to blast out for the next decade of my life, you know what I mean? Because I want to get into helping as many people and giving them the tools. Because people in America go to university and spend hundreds of, I don't know if it's hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. And I just think it can be, if you have a really good mentor and a really good like online academy or online course to tap into and have that support, and the because we're really big on accountability calls, you know, and going through them, and that's something that I'm really focusing on for that, because it is giving people, you're pulling them through.
Of course. Because I just believe that if you want to start your own business, there's only so much of, you know, going over in books and stuff. You have to get out and do it. And you're gonna have faults, you're going to have failures, But it's not a failure. It's just learning.
Yeah.
You're just
That's it.
It's about getting back up.
Yeah.
Every time that you get knocked down, and I've been knocked down a million times, and you just have to just keep getting back up. But again, what living in my heart now is so much easier for the knocks.
That's the thing. Like, Teeth Whitening Fairies is huge. Whenever we get into it, I didn't realize how big it was. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, so it's in a really good place, and I was like, oh my god, this company's huge, you know. And that's why it was really exciting, because I could really see it grow now and grow and go bigger and go, you know, worldwide. All the products are going now worldwide. Yeah,
which is really exciting. And I kind of go, take a step back and take a breath and go, Jesus, this is from the boot of a car.
I know. I know.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
You can find things. You know, if you don't have a car, get a bus, or you know, you just have to work with it.
But it's like having that in your like gut. Everybody deserves a smile, and I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah.
It's like that's where it kind of can grow from, and I think that it is great.
Yeah, because I always remember, remember this part. Just one incident in my life. This particular person came over to me. I'm always smiling, and I know I know it makes people happy, but as I was told by this person, that it irritates. Very irritating, because I smile, and I was just thinking, Jesus, okay. So I was like, God, how many people are saying that? And then I started to think, Jesus, should I be smiling? And then it's like, no.
Yeah.
I love smiling, and everybody, like a lot of people say, your smile is so infectious and your laugh. Because everybody should be. People make life very difficult, and life does not have to be as difficult as people make it.
Okay.
Because people are living in their heads. And I just think if anybody is listening out there and you're living in your head, just detach yourself from the likes of social media and all of these people that you think their life is amazing. It's, you know, that's not reality. Yeah. But you can just take 10 minutes a day, even if it's, and people always say to me, this question is always, how do you meditate? And it's like, sit on the chair, sit on your chair, sit in your car. It's nothing particular to start with, but just take that time out. Everybody is so, I need to have like the best handbags, I need to have the best and that was me. And now it's just like, no, it's living in my heart is just, it just feels incredible. And I get up every morning smiling. I'm so happy. I listen to the song Happy most mornings, and I dance around my apartment, because I
dance all the time. I was dancing this morning. I found this song yesterday. It's called I Used to Be Cool or something. I had it on full blast this morning on repeat. I had it on repeat right up until I met you downstairs. But like I'm the same as that. I think like so many people, the first step of the evolution of success is redefining success. And like that is where I start with all of my mentoring clients. I start with all of the people who come through. Why do you want this? Like, redefine it. Is it because you've seen it on Instagram? Is it because you've seen it somebody else do it? You know, there's so many things that we're seeing now, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I watch like a lot of YouTube channels, and I find that everybody's trying to like outdo this and outdo that, and microdosing on acid or doing MDMA meditations or doing all these different things. I'm like, have you ever just tried like chilling out and just like switching off your social media? You know, journaling, you know, doing stuff that, like, just, it's a lot easier than trying to do these fads all the time. I've been back in the gym, and I've lost like just over a stone in quite a short space of time, because I was just like, needed to get back into fitness. I'd been eating so much crap through COVID. My auntie messaged me, was like, oh my God, how'd you do that? I saw a photograph of you. And I said, I just counted calories, like calories in and calories out. It's simple. You don't need to do like this diet or that diet or this or that or this or that. Just be like, what are you consuming? If you're feeling depressed right now, you know, what is your alcohol intake? You know, are you currently smoking? What is your food like? You know, are you checking your diet? Are you out walking? People will go and take a tablet, or they'll go and try something else instead of just saying, you know, what is you know. And that I've been trying to like just be really honest with myself and say, okay, I'm feeling a bit shit at the minute, but why? I'm back. I'm not training. Haven't been out, like I haven't been doing my steps, haven't been doing this. Life is a lot simpler. Because people are always looking out for the answer, and all I can say to everybody is the answers are inside. You just have to sit with yourself and allow your brain
to just allow your head to slow down, and the answers will just keep coming.
Yeah.
But I would always recommend, it's always good to have somebody to talk to, and not within your circle of friends or your partner or your best friend, to go away and have that person, a counsellor to talk to, because you're able to work through stuff and
be completely honest with them, yourself, and be honest with them, with no judgment. So I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree 100%, you know, and that's it. And I think it is, but people don't realise how connected this is with business.
Yes.
It wasn't until I sort of clicked into all this and started really doing so much work on myself that my business has exploded to the point where I look at the jobs that are coming through every day on our Zoho CRM, and I look at the clients, and everybody takes it in their stride, and I'm like you. I'm like, this started from being on unemployment.
Yeah.
You know, and then I look at it, but it's all to do with like getting out of your head and into your heart, as you said, you know, and that's a really good way of looking at it, and just redefining everything and working on it and building blocks.
Yeah, because you don't need lots of stuff. Yeah. That's the thing. You don't need to have loads and loads of like shoes and bags and clothes and all of that stuff. You just need yourself. Yeah. You know, that's all that you need, and it's a really simple thing. But it's very difficult. It can be very difficult, which I totally understand as well, to sit with yourself, and then, you know, you can't just point the blame at somebody else, because 50-50, you know? Oh,
taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Owning up to your own crap.
Big
you
time.
know, I put my hand up a lot. That's why I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I thought, okay, I've got an issue with this. I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
And again, all of these building blocks have led to me, and that's what I really want to do with the Bankhouse Media podcast and with the Evolution of Success and all these different things that I'm involved with. Even with our movies and Bankhouse Productions, you know, we're doing a movie. Our next documentary is going to be on direct provision. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Our last one was on, you know, Homeless World Cup. So I mean, everything that I want to do is like in feeds into it. Yeah. Feeds into like helping other people and understanding that it does. That's what I want to do with like. Try to be more open and honest about like the things that actually do help you succeed in business. Yeah. Because I don't know, maybe some people do get enlightened by microdosing on acid and being creative. Maybe they need that to be creative. I don't know. I haven't done enough research into it. But I think just like owning up to your flaws would probably be a better place to start. Totally. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to. You have to look at. You have to go into yourself first. Yeah. To start, that's the most important thing. Yeah. You know, because if you don't, you're just not being true to yourself. Yeah. Not saying that your business won't succeed, but if you're really true to yourself and you're getting out of your head and into your heart.
I've had successful businesses in the past, but I wasn't happy running them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That was the difference. It's not about like you can make money. You know, one of my happiest companies that I ran was dog walking. Do you know, I walked on the beach every day. I got like t-shirts printed. I had like the Dublin dog walkers on the front. I had Woof on the back with my phone number, and I just walked up and down Sandymount, and that was like one of the most happiest that I've ever been. I had the least money in my life. Yeah, like it was the least money. It was really good money for the business. Yeah, but at the point in my life, I had like nothing. I was just starting to build back up. But I was the happiest. Yeah. I was out every day.
Yeah, yeah. You know? And the other advice that I would give people is don't complicate things. Yeah. Do you think, don't make things harder than they seem. Like a friend of mine at the moment is trying to start off her own label, and she's just trying to complicate it. And I'm like, no, let's just take it back. Yeah. You know, take it back and just... Yeah. So that's all I would say as well to people. That would be the advice. Don't complicate things. Yeah. Just keep it simple. Yeah. Simple is the best.
And one step at a time.
One step at a time, yeah.
And have a plan, like going forward, you know. There's so many things that if I was mentoring with somebody or working through their business, I would go back into my own method and go right from the start. You know, you've been through it as well, like, you know.
Yeah, which has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been great. So, and I mean, I'm glad you've had like a good experience through that, and we can see the results coming through, which I'm really, really happy about. I'm very results driven, and like that's where I get my kicks. Yeah, yeah. Money comes. Yeah. I'm very results driven, and I like to sort of get as much out of that as possible. But that was brilliant chat, Aisling.
Thank you very much for having me.
So how do people find you, or what's next? What's going on next then?
So what's going on next? They can find me on teethwhiteningfairies.ie. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. teethwhiteningfairies.ie, or sorry, Teeth Whitening Fairies on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, 2021 is going to be really exciting because I start to step into another business.
Okay.
Which I'm really excited about with the help of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that look, I mean, all of this stuff, I'm really excited about that as well.
And and then we're going to go then worldwide with all the new products that we have.
I know, well, I'm excited. We signed off on all the boxes and everything and all the packaging in the past month, which has been a lot. And that's the thing, I love all that side of it, you know, as I said, I don't know, it's great, it's so exciting for people just coming through.
Pinch myself going, oh my god, these are all my products. You know,
I know, you've done amazing. I can't believe how hard you work. You're one of the hardest working clients that I work with. I have to admit, all the clients who work in Bankhouse are really, really hard working. I think because we give so much, they give so much, we all just collectively give a load. But it's brilliant. But Aisling, thank you so much for coming in and having a chat. I really enjoyed that. And I hope people have got a bit of advice from it, or a bit of inspiration from it, that anybody can do this.
Of course they can, yeah.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Thanks.